This video is going to walk you through how to find out if any of your neighbors are paying 6% property tax when they should be paying 4%. And a great way to reach out to them. It's not going to land you a buyer or seller client necessarily, but it's going to do a couple things for your reputation. It's going to make you look like an agent who's interested in your job. It's going to make you look like an agent that's interested in your neighbors and being a good neighbor. And that's what leads to referrals is they know that you're into your job. They know that you're looking to help others and you just help them save money on their mortgage. So all great reasons to, again, reach out, be a good neighbor, help somebody else save them money and potentially give yourself a referral into the future. And another reason to talk real estate with somebody. So when you log in MLS, we're going to go to the CRS tax data tab here. And it starts with the property search tab. We're going to jump over to the prospecting tab. If you've never used this tool, probably one of the better tools available to us inside of MLS. Now, again, we're going to look for your own neighbors, people that are around you, because you can do this for all of Charleston, but you got to narrow this down to make it a digestible chunk of people. So give one example. If you're in James Island, where there's typically less defined subdivisions, there's lots of just groups of homes in some areas that are not defined subsections. So if that's the case, and say you lived here on Lady Ashley Street, then one thing you can do is take this draw tab and either do polygon, circle, whatever you want to do. I'll do polygon and just say, all right, I'm just going to knock out my neighbors that live right around me in this area because I want to market and farm to my area, and then say include selection. Now, upon doing so, that returned 143 homes. It's a manageable amount. It is a large amount. If it's too many, then we can always just, undo that selection and go back and say, you know what? I'm just going to go for my house. I'll just grab a group that are closest to me, include selection. 94, that's a little more reasonable. So a couple ways you can use the map tools there. Other things you can do is you can actually search for a subdivision or even a subsection. I'm going to go for a subsection just to show you that this tool is actually pretty flexible. So I'm going to type in Bessemer, which Bessemer Park is a subsection of Park West. Park West is obviously a gargantuan neighborhood. Bessemer Park is about 45 homes or so. So when you begin typing in Bessemer over here in the subdivision section, it starts by asking, what's the owner name, address, or subdivision section. It begins by asking, are you looking for somebody whose name is Bessemer? Are you looking for a street address on Bessemer Road? Because Bessemer Road is actually a lengthy main road through Park West. But keep scrolling down, and there we go, Bessemer Park at Park West. And so it narrows down to just these homes here. That is Bessemer Park of 46 homes. Very, very manageable amount. Now, once we're here, we're going to begin going down this list one at a time to see who is paying 6% property tax. So Ryland Group, those are HOA spaces. So we can click on those. We can get rid of those. And to keep the list manageable, what I suggest doing is checking a few of them and deleting a few of them at a time to make this list progressively shorter. So for example, we're going to start by clicking on Miss Adele's property. And when we do this, it's going to open up a new tab so that our other tab is still there. So here we're looking at details on Miss Adele's property, and we scroll about halfway down the screen where we see tax assessment, 4%. She's being taxed appropriately, so just skip that one. We're going to check out the next one, and we're going to scroll down about halfway. We're going to see that they're taxed at 4% right there. Not a problem. We're going to leave that alone. So just to keep this list manageable, I'm going to say we'll go through and delete those and just keep going down the list. Now, to save a little bit of time, I already know that these next four were taxed at 4% because I already checked them. So just to keep the video shorter, I'm going to go ahead and knock those out and jump on down to the Cowell family. So the Cowell family, they are being taxed at 6%. But also just to have a better understanding of what's going on here, they're taxed at 6%. And it does say that their mailing address is their property address, which means they're living there. They're saying, mail my property tax bills to me. I don't live in another state. So all that says to me that they should be receiving the 4% tax bill. But something else you may notice is that their actual taxes is actually very low, $862. That is because this is a new construction home, so it only began being taxed partway through the year. Usually what you see in this total taxes column is 1 year's worth of taxes. This is not a full year's worth of taxes, which is why it's a lower number. So at this moment, they may have done the paperwork. It just hasn't processed yet. Very, very possible. Or they may not know they need to do the paperwork, or they were told to and they forgot to. The last case is most often the case that they were told to and they forgot to. So again, great reason to reach out to them and say, hey, I was doing some property reviews within our neighborhood, and I just happened across that you're right now showing that you're paying 6% tax. Not sure if you know about the whole 4 or 6% tax thing, but it's paperwork that will save you, typically about $100 a month on your mortgage bill if you process this paperwork with the county. So I want to make sure you knew about that. And I'll give you an email in conjunction with this video to walk through, the best way to present that to them. But I did want to make sure to bring up, I believe the Coons was the best example I can throw in there, is that they are being taxed at 6%. So their 2018 bill was lower, but check that out. So they bought the property in 2018, and now they're being taxed at a 6% tax rate of $6,300, whenever homes in this neighborhood are typically taxed around $1,800 to $2,000. And so again, the 4 to 6% thing may not sound like much, but that is what it can amount to. A $6,000 tax bill can be adjusted down to closer to $2,000. So again, this is a very, very good reason to reach out to the Coon family. Now, I'd suggest doing a couple ways. One, I've got an email. If you have their email address, just send to them. Take that email, turn it into a letter, mail it to them with your business card, and just make sure you're making it clear that, look, you're not trying to buy or sell their home. You want them to know that they can save a substantial amount of money on their property taxes by taking and correcting this paperwork and providing a link to how to do that. So again, we're not looking for clients here. We're looking to be good neighbors. We're looking to be good agents. So just, roll down the list here. So we got 2 good people to reach out to right now. We'll look at one more. No reason to go past that. So that one's good. They're paying 4%. So no need to keep them around. We'll knock them off. But just go down the list, and when you're done, you will have a list of all your neighbors who are paying 6% property taxes and shouldn't be. So when you're done, you can hit select all, and you can either export it to a spreadsheet so you can work on formatting those letters. It even allows you to create labels. I've never played with that part, but feel free to play with that part. But even with all my talking in this video, this whole thing, we've already knocked out about a quarter of the properties in just a couple minutes. So very easy way to try to be a good neighbor.